On today's episode, we're going to talk about language. Being American Peruvian married to a German means that any one of 3 languages are being spoken at any given time. So, what will my child speak? Let's talk about it. Hello, Lieblings. I'm Mari, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. When my parents first got married in the early 80s, one of the big topics of conversation they had was on how they would raise their future children. Well, child, as I'm the only product of that marriage. They had agreed that they would not hold a culture superior to the other. My mom is Peruvian, my dad is American, so they wanted their children to grow up with both and have pride in both. And that also extended to language. My mom spoke to me in Spanish and my dad in English from day one. My first language was Spanglish. My relatives still talk about how hella cute I was as a child, but they couldn't understand what I was saying because it was a mix of English and Spanish. My first word was tom, as in chupon, which is pacifier in Spanish. When I was 7 and started learning to read in English, my mom pulled out her Coquito book and had me start learning how to read in Spanish. I was also doing Hooked on Phonics as well because my dad was actually a little worried that I would pick up my mom's accent while learning to read in English as my mom read to me every night. I remember hated doing all of that. I didn't want homework, I wanted to play. But looking back, my parents did the right thing. I love to read, and while it did take me a while with Spanish because I'm a stubborn little shit, I am fluent now. And my college degree is also in Spanish, as well as biology. Well, actually, technically, my Spanish is rusty since I don't get to use it often here in Germany. But I do keep up with it because I have relatives in the States who don't really speak English. As a result, my kid will have to learn all 3 languages. At the moment, we are doing what my parents did, which is one parent, one language. So I speak English and my husband speaks Hohenloisch. Because let's face it, he's not speaking High German. We also video chat with my parents every day, and my mom speaks Spanish and my dad English. And Mouse, my little one, also gets alone time with her Oma almost every day because she lives with us and gets more exposure to her father's dialect. And she will learn High German in school like the other kids in the area, as well as some English. And she'll just get more of the English from me, just like I did with my mom in regard with Spanish education when I studied that in school. And once she has had a better grasp with English and German, then I will dive further into Spanish. And by that, I mean like right before she starts grade school or like 5, 6, or 7, or maybe even before. I don't know. When I figured out a fun game for Spanish, we'll see. But the reason why I do want to wait on Spanish is really I just wanted to do the one language, one parent for consistency. I don't know, I always felt like I couldn't switch between Spanish and English, but I do it anyway. I definitely throw in some Spanish here and there. Like I'll interchange asking her if she wants booby or teta, or I'm going to tell her that I'm going to change her diaper or her pañal or even her vindel, but I still mostly speak English to her. And it is quite common that kids from multilingual households do delay in speech, but only because their brains are organizing multiple languages at once. So I don't know when Mouse will start speaking, and I'm prepared if it takes a little longer, and that's okay. And I mean, a perfect example is one of my cousins who's half Peruvian, half German. She's married to a French guy. And I remember with her first daughter, she was worried about a delay because her kid was taking a while to speak. I think she was almost 2 and still not really speaking. But she had a mother who spoke German, a father who spoke French. They had a Peruvian nanny, and they live in Amsterdam. And obviously her brain just needed more time and to organize everything. And they have 3 kids now, and they're all fine and multilingual. So, I mean, I do also want to point out I have seen in other expat/immigrant videos where parents also talk about doing the whole one parent, one language, and the comment section is filled with people giving very misguided advice that they should only speak one language to their child. And I'm here to tell you that the science doesn't agree with you. There is no reason why you shouldn't speak multiple languages to your child from the get-go. Studies have shown that infants are sensitive to these differences as well as language rhythm from birth on, for example, English versus French. They can even tell the difference between rhythmically similar languages like French versus Spanish starting at 4 months. 4 months. And recent research has shown that 4-month-old monolingual and bilingual infants can discriminate silent talking faces, speaking different languages, so like facial expressions. And then further studies have shown that by 8 months, monolingual children stop paying attention to facial recognition, while bilingual children are still sensitive to lingual differences. So my little mouse's brain is an amazing thing, and I'm going to give her whatever advantage I can. What do you think? What are your thoughts on all of this? If you were in my position, what would you do? I would say there is no wrong answer, but saying that I should only speak to my kid in one language and that language be German because I'm in Germany, that is a wrong answer in my opinion. I think it would be a disservice to my child to learn bad habits from my not perfect German when she's going to learn how to do that just fine in school. She will learn better English from me as well as Spanish. And that's how I was raised, and I turned out more than fine. But I would still love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know that you like this kind of content and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you'd like to see on this channel. If you want more info on my books and newsletter, check them out in the description below. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time. Adi!